Classical conditioning. Ivan Pavlov was a Russian physiologist best known in psychology for his discovery of classical conditioning in the early 1900s. During his studies on the digestive systems of dogs, Pavlov noted that the animals salivated naturally upon the presentation of food and other things associated with food. However, he also noted that the animals began to salivate whenever they saw the white lab coat of an experimental assistant. It was through this observation that Pavlov discovered that by associating the presentation of food with the lab assistant, a conditioned response occurred. This discovery had a reverberating influence on psychology. Pavlov was also able to demonstrate that the animals could be conditioned to salivate to the sound of a tone as well. Pavlov's discovery had a major influence on other thinkers including John B. Watson and contributed significantly to the development of school of thought known as behaviorism. Now let's get a better understanding of these classical conditioning terms. First off is conditioned stimulus. This is what the neutral stimulus becomes after training. The metronome was a conditioned stimulus after Pavlov trained the dogs to respond to it. For example, if you previously didn't pay attention to dogs, but then got bit by one, and now you feel fear every time you see a dog, the dog has become a conditioned stimulus. Next is unconditioned stimulus, a stimulus that produces an automatic response. The food was the unconditioned stimulus because it made the dogs automatically salivate. For example, if a cold breeze makes you shiver, for instance, the cold breeze is an unconditioned stimulus. It produces an involuntary response, also known as the shivering. Conditioned response, a learned response to previously neutral stimulus. The salivation was a conditioned response to the metronome. For example, going back to the example of being bit by a dog, the fear you experience after the bite is a conditioned response. Lastly, we have unconditioned response, a response that is automatic. The dog salivating is an unconditioned response to the food. For example, if you smell your favorite food and your mouth starts watering, the watering is an unconditioned response. But how is classical conditioning important in everyday life? You can easily find classical conditioning scenarios wherever you go, and it may help you get on track for your everyday life. For example, if you struggle with consistently staying on track, such as going to the gym, you can begin by going to the gym but don't exercise yet. You can go 3 to 4 times a week to do things you enjoy and be comfortable doing. You want the gym to be a safe environment for you to begin with. And so this way you can associate the unconditional stimulus of it being a comfortable environment and the conditional stimulus of the gym. And at the end, the gym will be created as a conditional response of as being happy and motivated. And so you'll want to be there on a daily basis so you can achieve your goals. You may also apply this to other things you may want to improve on and practice these things so you'll get a better understanding of how classical condition works. Anyways, that is all I have for now. I hope you learned something from this, and thanks for watching.